Basically, what we're doing is me and Ellis are going to go back and forth and name things in technology, maybe not in technology, mostly in technology. You guys have to tell us whether that thing is overhyped, underhyped, and I'll give you each one perfectly hyped.
Okay.
So you can use your one perfectly hyped throughout this round and just be like, okay, yeah, I think that's pretty good.
And we have to use the perfectly hype in this scenario. We can't retroactively go back.
Yes.
Because you want to like kind of save the perfect.
Yeah, you got to save it for when you're really stumped.
It's more spicy if you have to use it right away. With
fair.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with an easy one.
Okay.
Red cameras.
That's
Hyped.
not easy.
Are they? Yeah,
That's
like
not easy because to
I feel
two
like that's-
different communities, there's two very different answers.
Yeah, I want to get into that. Give me both.
Okay, so among normal people, overhyped.
Agreed.
Nobody should get one.
Well, they're also overhyped because like so many people are just like, Marques uses a red camera. That's why everything looks amazing.
Right.
They don't have any talent. It's just the red camera.
Right,
doing
and like
everything.
Red built their brand up in a way that made that easy. Like, good job, Red. You have a strong brand. People see Red cameras and go, "Oh wow, nice camera." But in like the video making community, I think I don't know if they're appropriately hyped or underhyped, but like I think they're really good, especially for a one person shooting manual focusing camera. As far as that goes, I can't get better quality out of any other camera, me personally. So I'm trying to average them. I guess it's like slightly underhyped. Maybe.
I'm definitely not using my perfectly hyped on the first one. It is hard to say underhyped because like you can pull a lot of incredible footage out of a lot of cameras, and like it's really hard to be like, oh yeah, people aren't giving Red enough credit, because I think they're getting plenty. I think they're getting their credit. It's very obvious they're getting their credit, but like you said, not many people ever need to have one, especially in our job.
The way we use them, like we pull thumbnails as a still frame from a video, and it is a 33 megapixel full frame still. That's unreal to get that from video frames. But I think as an average, I have to say they're overhyped.
I think I kind of have to say they are overhyped.
Yeah.
All right. Overhyped consensus.
Yeah.
All right. Ellis, you're up.
This one is near and dear to my heart.
Okay.
Licensed dongles. Like if you want to use some software, you have to plug a dongle into your computer. And I actually have a comment I want to add on this, because I feel like they're universally loathed.
I've never used one, but I feel like I would hate that.
Here's the way I feel, right? I use a lot of expensive software in my day-to-day, and I have multiple computers.
Right.
And I don't want to have to buy that software twice. So as annoying as the dongle is, it does let me multiple computer my stuff, which is why I'm throwing underhyped.
That's what it sounds like. Wow.
I feel like I have, this is a little bit different, but on our Netflix account, you're only allowed to download to 2 different devices. But I've switched my phones enough time that I'm pretty sure there's a phone that has downloaded stuff on it that's not deactivated, and I cannot figure out. So I only can I have to, when I go between my computer and iPad and phone, I have to keep deleting them off of it because I can only do one. So if I just had a dongle that forced me to do it, I would always know where it is.
Yeah, SoundCloud does that, but I don't. It's my phone, so I don't want a dongle. I don't want to plug it.
Well, that's the problem. Yeah, on a phone is a pain in the neck.
NFC dongle. That doesn't exist, but
it's such a pain. A physical dongle, though, is a pain because you always have to bring it with you. And then if you have multiple softwares, now I'm going to look like the middle school janitor of keychain of software dongles walking around.
That was me in college.
Yeah, I would say it would be nice if this expensive software could also just log into more than one computer at once. So I'm going overhyped.
Fair enough.
That is the correct answer. Okay. Mine is Twitter-like services. So Mastodon.
Overhyped. Easy.
All of them.
They're all over.
What?
Every
Threads,
single one,
T2.
including Twitter, is overhyped right now.
Well, the average would be overhyped.
It literally has to be their marketing is to overhype it.
Mastodon
and everybody
is overhyped.
Yeah.
Blue Sky is over. But they're only overhyped in our communities. Ask your cousins about Mastodon. What do they think?
So then in that sense, it's like everything is overhyped except for Threads, which is actually pulling out of the tech community and going to the normies out there. And but I still think overhyped overall. I mean, the other thing is like all the smaller ones is everyone wants to be like, I have a Blue Sky invite. It's so incredible.
I was there. I was using
screw everyone. Yeah.
whatever.
You just wouldn't know because you didn't get to try it. And that's overhyping like crazy.
Threads did have a couple days there where they would put a little badge on your profile for what user number you were.
Yeah.
And the clout that I had was I was like top 1,000. And there were people who had like, I was number 103,078,266. And it was like, I had a little piece of me that was like, yeah, I was one of the
And then
early
people
ones.
are selling the vanity number accounts.
Yeah.
Like,
but they
I
got
have
rid
420.
of it. It's already gone.
It's gone already?
Yeah, it's already. And now
Oh,
it's just
okay.
it's just the Threads logo,
Okay.
just like we thought it would be.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I guess
Threads
I
Not
think
that
you
hype,
have
I
to
guess.
turn it on though. I think it's off by default.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way,
They'll turn that on by default very shortly.
Yeah, I agree with you though. I think they're overhyped.
Overhyped, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Overhyped. Ellis.
RGB lighting.
Overhyped. Next.
Overhyped.
Yeah,
I think
I
even like
Hate it.
yeah, even the crowd that likes it doesn't even really like it anymore.
Do we consider these lights behind us RGB lights? They do everything.
I believe these are RGB IC.
I think RGB was a mistake.
It was fun, but even you look at like think of Main Gear custom computers. Their big ones selling now are like the stealth versions that have
Hell
like
yeah.
very like the lights are one color and it's only to really accent all the really cool water cooling and
Tasteful.
like parts. Exactly. So
Tasteful.
we've definitely gone from the RGB everything like burn your retinas into the like, wow, this is a cool like
Heard that,
sleek,
Razer?
Beautiful.
It was a
Even
phase.
Razer's kind of doing it.
Yeah.
That $280 Razer mouse, no RGB,
Beautiful.
mostly for weight saving. But
There was an era where I refused to get a mechanical keyboard because they all had just like you'd plug it in and it would just be like blasting you with RGB light waves for some reason. It's a keyboard. I don't need this.
we have an Xtrify
burning
one
my
where it's
eyes.
not even just through the keys. It's literally the whole base plate
Yeah.
is like
It's like
opaque.
time to blind you. You don't want to see any of your letters. You're just gonna see green, red, and pink lights all the time. Yeah, that was tough. I'm going overhyped.
Okay. Tensor G2.
It is an interesting one.
Is anyone hyping it
That's the question.
besides Google and David?
Wow, this is a tough one.
I
Weirdly,
mean,
in
if
the
you're going camping, you got to bring the tents, right?
Tensor, the G2 is better in the. That is tough. It's not okay. I can evaluate how good it is, but I don't know how to evaluate how hyped it is. It's pretty good, but it's not that great. Like in the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro, it's decently performant and okay battery life. And for some reason, the Pixel Fold, it's quite nicely performant and not good battery life at all. But is it hyped at all? That's kind of, I don't feel
I think
like
I'm
it
going to
is.
throw it as underhyped because just it hasn't reached the level of us like considering it. Like when you talk about all Android phones, you're like, this has the latest Snapdragon. And like Tensor is just such in this category by itself where iOS is as well, but they've had years of making that. So you're used to saying this is like the new A whatever chip. And then Tensor is just, we've only had 2 years of
We've
it,
had 2.
3 years. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, I think it's underhyped, but it's, I don't know.
Is the, would you say the
it's
A16
good.
Bionic is overhyped or underhyped?
I think all phone chips are overhyped, if I'm being honest.
I think I could say that the A16 Bionic is underhyped. I could argue that
I was gonna say
Probably.
all phone chips are underhyped.
because they're tiny
Uh,
little computers in your pockets
yeah.
that are doing these crazy
Fair.
things like processing on device, building a voice out of scratch from your own voice, just like weirdly capable.
Yeah, and then I see like 10 Qualcomm videos out of Hawaii that are like the new Snapdragon video, and I'm like, this
And
is
those are
overhyped.
overhyped.
Nobody cares
They're
about
definitely
this right
overhyped
now,
in
yeah.
those. I think just for law of averages sake, I'm going perfectly hyped.
You're using your perfectly hyped here.
I'm using because if I say overhyped, that implies that there is any hype at all about Tensor, and I don't.
I just
think there
don't
is.
think there's really any hype
And if
about
I say
Tensor.
underhyped, that would have to imply that Tensor is like better than expected in some way, but it's not.
It enables a couple different things that are pretty cool.
I mean, the speech to text is super fast, and Google Assistant's good on device, and it does have now playing in the background. I guess that's under. Okay.
I think I'm going to go Underhyped.
You talked me into it. I think Now Playing is pretty sweet. I'm going Underhyped. Now Playing just for that one feature.
Yeah.
Which only works on Tensor
It
devices.
literally can't work on anything else.
It
It's
works
impossible.
in Tensor G1 as well, though.
Okay.
But I'll stick with-
Snapdragon could never.
Let's go Underhyped, sure.
Wait, that was only a G1 feature?
G1 and G2.
I thought Now Playing's been on Pixel for a
Yeah,
while.
I thought
Yeah, it's both the Tensor chips.
I thought it was pre-Tensor though.
Really?
I think my like Pixel 4 had it. Yeah, Ellis just give me the thumbs up.
Did.
Never owned one.
Sounds overhyped.
So that's not a Tensor feature.
I think it's been there for a bit. And it never works when you want it to. I swear.
I was just gonna say
Now
that.
Playing, I think, is so cool. And
There
every
is.
time I'm like, "What song is this?" and I tap my phone to see it, nothing's there.
Okay, so there is something to it, and I have a tiny rant about this, and it is complete speculation because I don't know how this feature works.
Okay.
But if you are sitting in a car and the radio is playing, and the song, you change the radio station, it pulls up in the middle, it will listen to the first 5 seconds of the song and instantly tell you what that song is, and that is amazing. And I think what then it happens is it knows at what part of the song it was in, and it doesn't start checking for a new song until it gets to the end of
You
where
think
it
so?
thinks that song would be. So if you were in a 4-minute song and you pull up in the middle of that song, you're not getting another Now Playing answer for 2 more minutes. And so if you're shuffling through radio and you get one ID'd and then you shuffle to the next radio station, you won't get it.
If that's how it works, I want to talk to the manager.
I think that's how it works.
I love the conspiracy aspect of this. Is like maybe that's how it works because that's totally something that I would believe would happen if
seems
that's
like
how I realized it.
Yeah.
and that kind of makes. I think Now Playing is awesome. I just realized I don't have it on my Zen phone, and I've been using it for like a month. So apparently, I didn't use it very much.
It's good. It's good in Ubers.
All right, so are you into Perfectly Hyped then? If the thing
I'm
you thought
sticking
was
with Perfectly Hyped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Tensor
All
G2.
right, so you used your perfectly hyped.
it
Andrew
is.
still has his.
All right, welcome to the Clips outro. We're going to keep this trivia party going. Marquez, how many penguins are there in the world?
About 30 million penguins.
Andrew, how many birds?
50 billion.
How many whales are there in the world?
Almost 1.5 million.
How many elephants are there in the world?
450K.
Are there more foxes than elephants in the world?
I'm going to go with no.
But not too much though.
Yeah, there's only 300,000 foxes.
How many Waveform subscribers are there in the world?
Not enough.
Not
Click
enough?
the subscribe
Yeah.
button.
There's
I
about
wanna-
to be one more,
This is a Clips outro, which means it's the Clips channel, which means I'm going to go with like 328,000.
plus one,
I think it's 330.
because of you.
Or did you?
I have no idea.
Remember to like and subscribe.